All right, Kathy's, it's Sunday night, and we're recording. It's like 7:30.
There's a big game going on.
Pacific Standard Time. There's still an NFL game going on. We always record during the Sunday night football game, and it's a big game. It's Kansas City Chiefs versus the New York Jets, or the New York Jets versus Taylor Swift, which is what it's become for me.
Wait, New York Jets versus Taylor Swift. Okay, got it. Okay.
Taylor Swift is in New York City this whole week, anticipating that she's going to come to the game.
The NFL announced it.
And the NFL said she's coming. She brings a couple buddies. Her buddies are
Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and Sophie Turner.
Yeah, I don't know who Sophie Turner is, but
Sophie Turner is Joe Jonas's ex-wife.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. We talked about that last week. So they all go to the game. All eyes are on them. Pre-game, first touchdown. Travis Kelce doesn't even score. It's like the other tight end. And they show her. After they showed her after that touchdown, I'm not going to lie. I hate her guts.
No, so
I'm done with her.
So like I'm the Swiftie on the podcast, and Isaiah Pacheco ran in for a touchdown. So obviously only if you are in fantasy, no NFL, you know who Isaiah Pacheco is.
Okay, well, 80 million people know who Isaiah Pacheco is.
Okay, fine. But my point is he runs in for a touchdown. She's hugging and kissing everyone.
Ugh. When I saw that,
and I forget their tight end Gray. That's his last name. I actually don't even know who he is. I didn't know they had a second tight end.
Yeah, that looks like Travis Kelce.
But I mean, I've been on this emotional roller coaster with Taylor of the last 2 months.
Yeah.
Why
is it a roller coaster? It's only been up for you.
It's been up, and I'm not gonna lie. Today really bummed me out.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for the Jets right now.
Yes, everyone is rooting for the Jets. We want the Jets.
You saw me. I said that pregame because I saw her show up with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. I was like, this is stupid.
Yeah, it just doesn't look right. It doesn't sit right with me.
And I
don't even dislike Taylor Swift, but after the hugging, when her dude didn't even score.
No, I got mad about the Isaiah Pacheco touchdown.
Yeah. I got just like, who are you hugging and kissing? This is like week 4 of NFL. Nobody's hugging and kissing.
Yeah, it just seems like, honestly, a little too staged.
It's too contrived.
But it's also look, she's been famous since she's probably 15, 16 years old. So she's never had a normal life.
She doesn't know how to be chill.
She doesn't know what normal life is.
Yeah.
You don't hug and kiss for Isaiah Pacheco touchdown. No disrespect to Isaiah Pacheco.
Maybe his family should hug and kiss.
His family should absolutely hug and
Maybe
kiss.
if you're a gambler.
And it's like a first and second quarter. It's not like you're a fourth quarter touchdown. Look, if the Chiefs were down 4 and Isaiah Pacheco scores a touchdown, hug and kiss.
Yeah.
You don't do that in quarter 2.
And then that was the curse. That's it. After that, Jets are the worst team. Go on a rampage. 2 picks. Somehow scored touchdowns to start the third quarter.
Yeah, right now it's a 2020 game. Look, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, look, the Chiefs could still, we'll see whatever happens. I think the point is, I think everyone in the country wants the Jets to win and she to never be in an NFL game again.
I think she overplayed her hand. I think if she had just
celebrity does this. It's unbelievable. Nobody knows. There's a very famous Seinfeld episode where George was told by Jerry, you got to leave on a high note.
Yeah.
The best people leave on a high note. Don't leave when everyone's sick of you. She was at the top of the world pre-Travis Kelce.
Yep.
The first the first game going, great move.
Yeah, don't show up to the second game.
The second game,
if you actually are in a relationship and you actually care about him, just chill at home.
Yeah, let him just play sport.
Yeah.
And
I agree with that.
Every celebrity overplays their hand all the time. It's unbelievable. Celebrities can't help themselves.
Yeah, because I'm assuming her team isn't allowed to tell her anything, right? Because she's too famous. She's too big.
Her managers are dead?
Yeah. So I don't think anyone can actually tell her anything. But, as the Swiftie on the pod, she should not have showed up to this game.
Agree. All right. Well, at least we're aligned.
Yeah.
That's good alignment on that because she really annoyed me today. I've never been annoyed by Taylor Swift. I was very annoyed.
Yeah, no, I get it. I think it was just so ridiculous. You just bring A-list people and pack them in a box and hang out with them.
Yeah. I don't mind that even also. Like, there's a lot of A-list people at LA and New York games all the time.
Yeah.
You see them, right? You see them in the boxes. But, hers was like clearly her team confirmed with the NFL.
Yes. It
They
was
went out
all
of the way.
contrived.
Yeah, it's not like she secretly popped up. She could have secretly popped up and then she's in the box, then that's cool.
And then Aaron Rodgers showed up.
Aaron Rodgers showed up. I mean,
He
whatever.
wanted his pub
At least
too.
he's on the team.
At least he's on the team, but
Yeah, I mean-
he probably shouldn't be flying cross
No,
country.
it's in New York.
I know, but he's in LA rehabbing.
Oh, he's not in New York rehabbing.
No, he's in LA.
Okay. All right. Well, then that's stupid. All right. Before we get into news, I will. I'm not going to say why I was there. You can make your guesses. But I was in Portland this week, and very interesting thing about Portland.
There's only one company that matters in Portland.
Okay. Well, people
So,
can figure it out.
It rhymes with Waikiki.
I don't know what that is. Waikiki. You can. I don't know. That's an island. But it was really interesting going to Portland. These are the few observations. One, ungodly amount of people wearing masks.
Okay.
Like as much as San Francisco, maybe more.
So I've been to SF a few times in the last 12 months.
Like our cousin says that when she goes to the grocery store, she's like, everyone's wearing a mask in Palo Alto.
Yeah.
And so I was like, because I asked her when she was in town, like, are people still wearing masks? She's like, oh yeah, like grocery store, you see people at those things. Portland, I got off the airport and I was shocked how many people were wearing masks. I ended up eating dinner in downtown Portland.
How was that? What was the homeless situation?
Pretty bad.
Really?
Yeah, like the guy who I had dinner with, he's like, I'll drop you off. You don't want to walk around here. I'm like, it's a block. He's like, nah, I'll just take you.
Really?
Yeah. And he said like he's had some bad situations, and I was getting picked up at like 7:30 in the morning, and I was standing outside of my hotel and I saw kind of a crazy, so I went back in my hotel, and the guy is just doing somersaults up and down the hotel, like
on
outside.
the concrete,
just like
somersaults.
crazy. It was raining. Not like
So
it was-
he's soaked doing somersaults.
Yes. Portland has a serious homeless problem.
Yeah, no, I've heard Portland and Seattle are like kind of the two lawless, like in addition to San Francisco,
Yeah.
of like all the cities.
I mean, when I was in Minneapolis, downtown Minneapolis, like out in the perimeter of the Target headquarters, dude, that was probably the worst I've seen in most cities, was downtown Minneapolis.
Really?
I mean, to the
I
point
mean,
where,
Minnesota's a red state, though.
yeah, Minneapolis is definitely blue from what I saw. There's no law and order there. But I mean, it is like the interesting thing about these, like a city like Portland. I think the last time I went was probably 5 years ago, and
I probably went 5 years ago too for a bachelor party, and it was fine.
the odd place.
It's like a beer. We just did like the beer run.
And I mean, like downtown Portland, I think I felt like there was more restaurants, more things happening. I mean, I could be wrong. I was there so short, like actually in downtown. I don't know, man. These
You know what's
downtowns
crazy?
are.
Because like I think I went 5, maybe 6 years ago, and we stayed in proper Portland downtown, and I woke up and went for a run and like saw the city, and it was totally fine.
Yeah.
Which is crazy how much it's deteriorated
Yeah.
in 5 years.
Yeah. I mean, and it's an odd place that you choose to be homeless. You should come south, come to LA.
Come to Venice,
Yeah.
hang out with the boys.
Yeah, you could go to Victorian, hit waterfront. It's I don't know. I mean, like, is there a downtown that's better off post-pandemic
Then what?
than it was? Like pre and post-pandemic. Like, would you think like Brickell in Miami?
No, so I think the real issue is where do you have access to the drugs? Because most of these people are on fentanyl. So they're looking for fentanyl.
I mean, I think it's just also a function of like local policies.
No, I don't think people are choosing to be homeless. I think they're I actually do think they're choosing
they're
to be
definitely
homeless.
choosing to be homeless.
But my point is they're choosing to be homeless because they have a drug addiction.
everybody.
I'd say 80% of homeless population I don't think it's. I think 20% is like you fell on bad luck and like something shitty happened in your life and like someone died and you don't have health insurance. You know that, and that's shitty. But I think 80% is just a drug addiction.
Well, definitely you could tell. I mean, just walking around.
I mean, if you told me there's a guy that's doing somersaults in the rain, do you think that's he fell on bad luck or he's had drug addiction?
He definitely has a drug addiction. I think the question is, did the drug addiction come because of homelessness, or did the drug addiction cause homelessness?
Yeah, that could be debated.
Yeah, because I think like, just more like taking a step back, putting aside the drugs and all that stuff. I don't know. I mean, I don't know the home. I've been to Brickell a couple times since post-pandemic or during pandemic as well. Brickell in Miami seems like it's thriving as a downtown, or just downtown Miami in general, which is different than what it was pre-pandemic. Like it was not a pop-in place pre-pandemic. Is that the only city? Because I know Austin has a homeless problem as well.
Yep.
Is that the only city post-pandemic that somehow like fluked out and ended up being a better place than it was pre-pandemic?
From like a downtown, like concentrated city.
I mean, look, everyone who lives in downtown LA.
Yeah, no, downtown LA is bad.
Toast.
Yeah.
I just, before there was a path, pre-pandemic, I think I've said this in the podcast, pre-pandemic, downtown LA, Haley and I had dinner at Mas Mall, or one of those restaurants, and we did one lap just to see the neighborhood. It was so busy. So many people, young people walking around, having dinner, going to bars, people at the grocery store. And now it's scary as shit.
Yeah. I don't know enough about Miami, so I can't speak on Brickell, but I do think, I mean, we have a mass problem. We talk about this in our group chat. Like, you can just walk out of any store with whatever you want.
Yeah.
No one's going to say anything.
Yeah. It's fascinating. And then there's going to our first article. There's an article about how much money you need to make to be the top 1% in every U.S. state. And the numbers are just staggering.
What is it?
What do you think it is? The number one state?
I haven't looked at it, so.
Okay, number one state.
Like your annual salary?
Yeah. To be 1%. To 1%.
400,000 is my guess.
In Connecticut, $952,000.
952,000.
Yes.
That's insane.
By the way, West Virginia is the lowest, and it's 367,000. So that just tells you how much money is being made. Massachusetts, $900,000. What are people doing in Massachusetts? Is that just basketball
Connecticut's
players?
hedge funds, right? So
Connecticut, I get.
Yeah, it's
all
hedge
finance.
funds and private equity funds.
That's fine.
We know a lot of people that live in Connecticut.
Yes. Massachusetts? Who lives there?
Who's
on the Celtics?
There's a lot of fund managers there.
Who's on the Celtics?
A lot of biotech funds.
Yeah, I don't know anyone in biotech.
I mean, we don't, but that's where they exist.
No one at Harvard Law is making that, let me tell you.
Yeah, I mean...
California, 844. New Jersey, 817.
Wait, so that's an annual salary. How many people are making $844,000 in LA?
Yeah. If you want to be the 1%.
It seems you have to be higher than 1%. That should be like...
Well, it's not salary. It's how much money you make, cash. Right?
That's a lot of fucking cash.
Mm.
This is why it's like $38 for a salad in LA.
50. Because if you make $8.44, it's irrelevant.
$50 doesn't matter.
Yeah. This is why all those restaurants are packed. 1% of how many people does that even mean in like a place like California? How many people are in California?
12 million people in LA.
So 55 million, I think, in California. Something like that.
Probably.
So 1% is 55,000 people?
No, 1%, 10%'s
Oh,
5 million.
550,000
people.
Sorry.
500,000.
550,000 people. Yeah, you could pack every restaurant. And they're all, most of them live in LA or San Francisco.
Yep.
Some in San Diego and the rest of the state. I mean, let's assume.
I mean, salad should be $75 then.
Yeah. These restaurants are underpriced.
Yeah, underpriced. I agree. What's stopping anyone?
550. And then if you're in the top 5%, you're eating too, anyways.
Wait, 850. What are people working on?
I mean, I think it's a combination of you own some property, you.
No, but that's current cash. So owning property is not current.
No,
cash.
but I'm saying if you own.
Oh, like a cash
rental
flowing.
income. Yeah.
I don't know. 850,000 is crazy.
Crazy. So that's.
I mean, you own a business. Is anyone making 850,000
in my business? Absolutely not.
And
nowhere
you're
near
employing. You're employing how many people?
60.
60 people.
Actually, between all the businesses, over 100.
And you've raised 58 million in this new business.
Yeah.
And no one's making close to 850,000.
Not even 25%.
So who's paying $850,000?
Who is?
Yeah.
I think lawyers,
Sure.
finance.
Lawyers and bankers, fine.
Okay.
But that's not a lot of people.
Okay, that could be 100,000 people.
Do you really think 100,000 lawyers and bankers in California?
Yeah.
I don't think that.
Everyone at Google.
That's a problem.
Okay.
I think it's Google, Facebook.
Okay, that's 100,000.
No, they're all making 850,000.
Okay, and then
Amazon up there, yeah, in California.
any senior exec at these big firms makes $1 million. Even in LA, if you're WME, you make $1 million. And
yeah, there's so
Disney.
much. There's so much waste in all these companies. Like we know a lot of these people,
Corporate fat cats.
that have the expense accounts. They don't work.
Yeah, I'll go interview senior people all the time. Oh, 500 base and 50% bonus. I was like, 50% of what? You just wake up, you get 50%?
Yeah, I mean, I know someone that makes 7 figures. He told me he works 10 hours a week.
And then, but think about it like this. You also have dual income in California is probably much higher than any other state.
Yep.
If you're 2 lawyers, you're making $1 million.
More.
Yeah. If you're 2 doctors, you may be making not anywhere near that.
Right. That's a problem.
Yeah. 550,000.
It is pretty.
But it also is probably totally weighed very heavily towards the people. There's probably somebody that makes 150 million in cash a year. And it's weighing the whole average.
There aren't that many people making 150 million in cash.
I mean, Zuck.
Obviously him.
Tim Cook.
Yeah.
Okay. Those guys make a lot.
There's like 6 guys.
All the CEOs of all those companies.
Yeah.
Impressive. There's a lot of publicly traded companies in California.
Yeah. No.
But if you run a luxury establishment, you should raise your prices.
Yeah, I know 100%. There's no reason to. I mean, I went to one of your favorite spots, Cantina Frida.
Oh yeah, that place is expensive.
So expensive.
Yeah.
Do you know how much one taco is?
Like $12.
$18 for one taco.
Yeah.
No rice and beans.
Yeah. I was at like this. So we
and it was the first time that I looked at the menu and I was sitting with the man. I was like, no, we're not ordering this. This is the first time I put my foot down. Was like, this is offensive.
I'm not 1% in California. I'm not making that much cash every year.
I was like, this is absolutely offensive that they're charging $18 for one single taco, no rice and beans.
We went to dinner there the other day with 7 of us, 3 children. I think 3 of us had a drink.
Where'd you go?
Cantina Frida.
Oh yeah.
400.
Easy.
$400.
I mean, it's $18 for one taco.
So
you're talking about the one on North Beverly Drive.
Yeah. I went to Dominic had and Miles had a play date movie thing with kids from their school today at the Grove, and I saw Rafa actually.
I was there. I texted you.
Really?
I came at 4:30.
Oh, we had already gone. We saw Paw Patrol. Well, I didn't see it. I walked in, got the kids situated, and my friend and I wanted to watch football. So right across the way is Alma.
Yep.
Mexican
Very
restaurant.
Expensive.
Holy shit. Luckily we had already eaten. And I felt bad. I wanted to order something. So we ordered a drink each. Like he ordered a tequila reposado, so did I. And then I ordered just something like an appetizer. Queso fundido.
Great dish.
$23.
Yes.
For a queso fundido.
Do you know how much at Cantina Frida guacamole is? Take a guess.
Oh, that's a lot. Guacamole is like $100 everywhere now. $20.
It's $20.
Yeah.
It's guacamole.
You want to know the hack? A scoop of guacamole. And it's like $8.
So they charge $20 because they want to do the song and dance. And
the table side.
Yeah, I don't
chop,
need that.
chop. Yeah. I'm saying if you order a scoop, we order a scoop everywhere.
Cantina Frida was the first time in a long time that I was just completely offended by the prices, and I ate less and I went home hungry because I was like, this is too expensive.
Every restaurant in that neighborhood is expensive though. Yeah, they all are. Well, the 1% doesn't mind. That couple making $850. They're
Wait,
like,
is it a couple or is it one person?
Households.
Household, yeah.
They're like, whatever. 2 queso fundidos for you.
2 guacs.
Yeah. 2 iPads, 2 guacs, do whatever the fuck you want. Unbelievable. All right. Let's move on. And the next article, Americans are still spending like there's no tomorrow. So two notable things are happening this week. One, as of today, the college loans restart on payments. So this week, if you owe money, you start paying it back this week.
Yep.
It gets spread out through the month. So people are expecting that to have an impact on the economy. I actually don't think it's going to have an impact. I'm not. I think that's fear porn. I think it's $200 a month on average. Everyone's making $850,000. What's $200?
No, but it's actually interesting because I know you've been traveling and been in and out of the office, and there's a lot of people in your office that were stressed out
on the student loans
because
Yeah.
it's picking back up.
Yeah.
And they were like, damn it, like now we have to
pay. Did you ask them how much it was?
I didn't. Like, I'm not going to pry, but they voiced their opinion. They listened to the podcast, so I'm not going to add anyone. But I do think it's going to affect some folks. Like,
look, I think the things that are going to affect people the most are gas prices and the student loan thing.
Dude, it's $7.99 on La Cienega and 3rd Street.
Yeah.
For
you mean Beverly.
Beverly and La Cienega.
ExxonMobil, yeah.
$7.99.
Premium, bro. If the guacamole is $23,
I drove by it. I literally was shocked.
Yeah.
And then I went on Wall Street Journal. First thing I saw was $100
crude oil.
Crude oil.
Yeah. I actually think the gas prices are far more a problem than student loans. Because student loans only affect people that went to college.
So in the Valley is gas, what, $6 then? If it's $7 over here?
On Ventura Boulevard, it was well over. So it was like $6.50. I had to go get gas the other day there. It was $6.50. Any like busy traffic part of town. We went Friday. Speaking of Americans are spending like no tomorrow, we went to Nido Jack, which is the Calabasas Halloween thing.
Yeah.
And they do the Christmas thing, which is actually incredible. The Halloween thing, this thing was so fucking crowded.
So it's a drive-through? What is it?
No. You park.
You walk.
There's food trucks everywhere. There's alcohol for parents. 2 stops of alcohol in this walk. You basically do like a path.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's an incredible experience for kids. Not cheap. And packed to the brim. People ordering food, buying toys, paying for pictures. It's Disneyland.
Yeah, when's it going to break?
It never breaks.
You think the American consumer is just undefeatable?
Undefeatable. Everyone's got the 5.5% interest. They're chilling.
I don't know. It seems weird. I just don't get.
I mean, our government basically has a spending issue. Our government is the worst.
They're the worst
criminal
offender
of this.
They're the worst offender.
Worst offender here. And every 6 weeks I have to hear about, we have to vote to keep the government open. And then there's like this fake showdown.
Yeah, like this weekend, we made sure the government didn't shut down.
Yeah.
And I actually don't know what the news is, but crypto's on fire.
Yeah.
Crypto just like flew this today.
Yeah.
And normally like I know like on Twitter and stuff and no one has any explanation.
Maybe they just think the government's going to default soon. So all they did was extend
45 days.
45 days.
Yep.
So they have 45 more days to figure out what's going on. If you follow what's happening in the news, the interest payments for the government are it's staggering.
Yep.
Staggering number daily. It's not sustainable for the U.S. government to continue to pay this interest rates long term. So that either indicates that at some point in the near future, interest rates will get cut, or it just doesn't matter. If it doesn't matter for the U.S. government, why should it matter to us?
I agree.
Go to Alma, go to Cantina Frida, get yourself a nice tableside guacamole.
You know who sold out Rose Bowl tonight? Coldplay.
I didn't even know they're here.
Yeah, Coldplay's
Who's going?
Amanda's there.
By the way, terrible stadium to get stuck in traffic.
Yeah, hopefully she gets home.
Yeah.
But the fact that I didn't even know a friend of ours was like, "Hey, do you want to go to Coldplay?" She's like, "Yeah, I'd love
How?
to."
Even the Chargers game, Chargers suck. That game was packed. There was a seat available. LAFC, I saw Mickey post LAFC today.
Yeah,
he did a
slammed.
collaboration with them. It's packed.
Like, what does Rose Bowl hold? 80,
Over a
90,000?
concert, probably 100,000 people.
Yeah, it's sold out for sure.
Yeah.
It's Coldplay on a Sunday night. And they played, and you saw the Sphere, U2 sold out the Sphere the whole weekend.
So speaking of the Sphere, it's gone very viral this week. And, I didn't know what to make of it because I only saw the outside. And my early signs that the Sphere was going to be successful was in the summer, I had gone in August for 3 trade shows. I'd gone to 3 times probably. And I was walking over the bridge from the Wynn to whatever the hotel.
So where is the Sphere? I actually don't know.
It's behind the Wynn area. Venetian, behind that
Yeah,
area.
yeah. But it's not on the
Not
strip.
on the strip.
So it's pretty much in between the convention center and
yes,
the
right around
strip.
there.
Okay.
And very visible. It's like very visible to the whole street. I'm on this bridge. The Sphere had a happy face on it. I'm not joking. Thousands of people were Instagramming it in front of me. Like I personally saw it was 175 degrees outside and everyone's taking a picture of the Sphere. And I looked at John who works with me and I was like, oh my God, this thing's going to work. Like I had no idea. I mean, I knew it was like $2.5 billion to build.
Yeah.
And I was like, how is this thing going to make money? And then I saw everyone just taking pictures of the outside.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't kind of conceptualize what it would look on the inside. And then the video started getting posted. Sick. And it was you too.
Yeah. Even LeBron posted.
Yes. Bezos was there. Oprah was there. LeBron was there.
I mean, so it's actually kind of interesting because it's the most hated family in professional sports, the Dolans, who own the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
And they own the Sphere.
Yeah.
Is this their like rehabilitation?
Yes.
Public persona?
You bring this much happiness to people, you win.
Yeah. I mean, you have LeBron posting, you too.
And he said it was amazing.
Yes.
And there's no way LeBron is like a big
Do you
YouTube
think he
guy.
was on the take? Do you think the Dolans paid him?
I mean, he went to Adele too.
Well, Rich Paul's his agent, who is
his sister-in-law.
maybe married or
sister-in-law,
not.
basically. I don't know. And this guy, did he go to Colorado game?
I didn't see him on the sideline, but it was said that he was going to be there.
Yeah, a lot of events for this guy. But let me tell you, I don't have FOMO for concerts. I want to go to the Sphere now. I'm dying to go to the Sphere now.
They're going to get everyone.
So
who's next? I actually don't know.
No, I
I
actually went and looked. It's only U2 for now. And then you could just book a ticket for like $60 to just watch like some bullshit show in there.
Oh, because the Sphere is so dope.
Yes.
Because I saw it. If
you
surreal.
could charge $60 and not pay any talent, that's the best case. Like, by the way, you could show the Taylor Swift movie in there and make way more money than paying
you
her.
charge $150.
Yeah, and not pay her.
Yeah.
It's way better.
They should do that.
They should show the Super Bowl in there. Because the Super Bowl is in Vegas. There's going to be 100,000 people that want to go that can't go. Charge $100 and watch the game in there with your friends.
I think that's a obvious idea, and they should absolutely do it.
Yeah.
So MSG's, they own Tao, right?
Yeah.
I think they'll figure it out.
I think it's going to be a hot spot. I think concerts are going to be huge there. Like, imagine these house music artists or like a Travis Scott. These people are just going to.
Yeah, because U2, I mean, what does the Sphere hold? How many people?
I don't know.
Not that much because it's indoor.
It looks like a lot. It looks like a
but
new.
But U2 can fill out like 100,000 seats, right? That's pretty wild.
I mean, Coldplay's
probably going there.
Do you know how many artists can fill out 100,000 seats? Ed Sheeran.
Easy.
Metallica.
Easy.
Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Drake, Jay-Z, Travis Scott.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah. Adele, Celine Dion. Just keep adding them. They all can do it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to work. I think it's going to make a lot of money.
No, I think the Dolans, this is their kind of rehabilitation project.
Yeah.
And they'll potentially be in the right side of public PR. Because everyone hates them.
Yeah. Especially in New York sports.
Yeah.
But this is a big win.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's...
and the thing is like, you know, a lot of people have been mocking the project because they're like, why are you spending $2.5 billion in a concert venue? But if you look at the momentum, the macro trend, nothing hotter in the world than concerts.
And nothing's hotter than Vegas, to be honest. Like, Vegas just is on this heater.
Yeah.
Like every concert, every artist.
Yeah.
Super Bowl, F1.
Yeah. F1's in 2 months.
Yeah.
Like I hope they have concerts the weekend of F1. It's going to be insane.
And even when we've been there for the handful of times, like obviously you go there for work, but the personal stuff we've done, it's literally UFC fight, Usher, Justin Bieber, Drake. It's literally everyone. Every weekend.
Yeah. I mean, you could put a fight in there. Can you imagine?
Oh my God, a UFC fight?
Yeah. Or boxing, UFC, whatever.
Put Canelo, have drama go watch.
Amazing. All right. Well, it's exciting. I'm curious to see how, you know, even from an economical standpoint, do people just continue to pay the prices? In Vegas, I feel like price doesn't matter. You are going there with money. You're going there to spend.
Yep.
I don't think it affects it. Walmart, another big news. So Walmart and Target continue to report insane issues with theft. Billions of dollars being stolen a year. Walmart is now stripping some stores of self-checkout and bringing back cashiers. Self-checkout was one of these like very special experiences that we thought was going to change retail. It's clearly been taken advantage of now. So now we're going back to cashiers. Pretty so disappointing.
Is this self-checkout stoppage because of theft?
Theft, yeah.
Because everyone just walks out.
Yeah. I think the only scenario where the theft gets solved, but I bet you it'll have serious backlash from people, will be is what Amazon was doing with their smart stores, which is Amazon Go store in Seattle, where you had to log into your Prime account, scan it before you walked in. So you could walk out with whatever you want, but your car got charged right away. You prevent theft, but you could, this is what will happen in many cities, is that you are precluding lower income people who may not have credit cards, who may not have smartphones, from entering the premises. So it's a tough situation.
Yeah, it's tough, but we joke about it, but the laws need to change. You have to be able to be at consequence if you walk out of a store and steal. And I don't know any average person that thinks that's okay. And I don't know why the laws reflect
AOC
that.
was on, I've seen her on Twitter on videos where she said, you know, what put them in that position where they have to steal.
Yeah, that's so disconnected from like reality.
Yeah.
Like okay, fine. If someone's, you know, then you do social services for that person. You don't say, hey, just go walk into a CVS and steal.
If you had a bad day, you're allowed 3 thefts.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I'm the wokey on the pod, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous that this has become the normal.
Yeah. Problem is, the laws have to change in order for anything to
No,
actually,
the laws have to change, and also like, I mean, you joke about it, but like you walk out of a Walmart or a CVS or a Walgreens, and you take like $200 worth of stuff. They can't stop you. They can't call the cops.
No.
Cops aren't showing up, and even if the cops show up, you just return it and you go on your.
Yeah,
Wait.
you're not. There's no punishment.
There's no punishment,
No.
and that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to actually change, but there's no sign of even in LA where I don't know anyone who's siding with theft at this point.
I don't know. I mean, let's see what the voters do.
I mean, I think 50% of voters are very comfortable with daily theft.
But is there a point like that we need to empathize with whatever grief they've dealt with?
And I don't, but maybe you do.
No, not me. I'm saying, is that what they do?
Who's they?
The 50% you're referring to.
They
empathize with like, oh, you had a tough day, go steal.
Yeah, because everything goes back to things that were done wrong in the past. And these are ways for people to justify that these laws are okay because of what was done wrong to certain groups of people in the past. And I think there are better ways to rectify that problem than this.
Obviously.
Or if let's just be public. If you were persecuted the last 50 years, you're allowed to steal up to 20 grand a year.
Or not steal, just you should be given 20 grand a year.
I think stealing is fun.
I don't know if stealing's fun.
It is fun.
But I do.
Have you ever stole?
I used to steal in college a lot. I'd steal a Mountain Dew Code Red.
Okay, did you feel good when you stole?
Yeah, it was great.
Exactly. See? Stealing is fun. People don't realize. People underestimate. Sometimes it's just fun.
Yeah, I used to just walk out of Cafe 84, boom.
Cafe 84, I didn't pay for one thing. And you know what the funniest thing about Cafe 84? So if you went to USC, you know what Cafe 84, it is we stayed at the Floor Towers. So you stay at Floor Towers? Yeah. And it was just basically the cafeteria attached to that dorm. And I was given $13.75 a day of credit. Vividly remember, for food. I would refuse to use the $13.75 and I would take food. I didn't even spend the money. It's not like I got the double benefit. It's just more of like I wanted
the thrill. I get eggs and hash browns and then boom, Mountain Dew Code Red out.
Yeah. That's my point. People don't. That's why my solution is more realistic. You get to steal 20 grand. And if we arrest you, we look up your bank. Oh, you only stole 8 grand. Go for it. It's fine. You're done.
Yeah. I do think we're in a massive issue that in these cities that we think this is okay. And like, I don't know in San Francisco, LA, New York, Chicago, how you fix it.
Yeah.
Because you have enough of the population that thinks that these people should not be prosecuted.
Yeah. In San Francisco, 100%. There's clearly people who believe it.
Do you think in LA we're at the majority where these people should be prosecuted? I think we are. Because we were also on the like kind of, more progressive side of we had Gascon on and he obviously fucked our city. But we've changed.
Well, here's my I was all about a progressive view of policing and judicial system. What I did not anticipate for is that people would blatantly take advantage of it. And that was just naive and dumb on my part.
Yep.
Was that like
same?
I thought, okay, whatever. Like, have a lot of people been treated poorly? 100%. Have a lot of people been arrested unfairly? 100%. And then I didn't think everyone would just jump in and take advantage of the situation. And in hindsight, of course they would. Why wouldn't you? Anytime there's ever a loophole in society, like I'll tell you, white collar crimes, ERC is getting fucking raped, which is the employment retention credit that's happening in America. They were thinking about pausing the whole program because of the amount of fraud that's happening. And that sucks because there's a lot of businesses, including some of mine, that really need it.
So, this is the problem I have with how to think about this. So, I was in an Uber. I went and met our close friend AJ at Hilltop on Slauson on Friday. Spent the afternoon with him. Ordered an Uber back to my side of town.
Huh?
And he just started asking me questions, the Uber driver, and we just started having a great conversation. And he was like, oh, what do you do? And I was like, oh, I was in clothing for a while, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, Young and Reckless, 5'4", have you heard of those brands? And he goes, well, I was locked up for 10 years, so I missed a lot of this. Okay. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, no, I wasn't threatened by it. I was just like, he's like, don't worry. Uber wouldn't let me drive if I had a violent offense. This was like, and he just said, like, he's like, I got caught for drug trafficking. And this guy, honestly, he was so inquisitive, and he probably got caught for weed and like something stupid.
Yeah.
Right. And he said he was in federal prison for 10 years. And then he started asking me about, like, if you had 10 grand, where would you invest? And then the last 35 minutes of the conversation, he was asking me about Bitcoin, Ethereum. Like, what do you think about the S&P 500? He was asking me all these super intelligent questions.
Yeah.
And we were having this amazing dialogue for 45 minutes. And this is why I can see people saying, like, hey, the system doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because this guy should not be in jail.
Well, you don't know what he did.
He said he was drug trafficking.
Okay, well, if he was drug trafficking thousands of kilos of cocaine.
No, he said weed.
Okay, so that was a different era.
Yeah, he said it was weed. Don't worry, I'm not going to kill you. He like prefaced all
that
of
could
it.
be the whole shtick. He could have been a murderer the whole time.
Well, no, but he wouldn't be approved by Uber. That's what his point was. If he got,
oh yeah, Uber, they're so graded.
So yeah, hopefully he doesn't murder me. But my point is, he's a very smart guy, and he was in federal prison for 10 years.
I also had a meeting today with someone who was in federal prison for 10 years, and very smart guy, but same drug trafficking, but like a lot. It was a big time guy, not like was selling a bag of weed.
It wasn't the person you're watching NFL with.
No, it was not. It was prior to that. He has a lot of great stories. I wonder if he'd ever come on the pod because it's.
Do I know him?
No. Not a known guy.
Okay.
But unbelievable stories. Unbelievable. Like he had an Erewhon. We were at Erewhon today and he was talking about when.
West Hollywood or Beverly Hills?
West Hollywood.
Okay.
That he's been going there pre-prison.
Yeah, good. A lot of smart people in prison.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. I'll tell you who's not smart. I don't understand people's obsession with all of the home equipment around exercise. Home exercise equipment.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. During COVID, it was the wave. And I get it. I understood why during COVID people bought mirrors, people bought Pelotons, people bought weights, people bought everything. But what I didn't understand, which is why I was so down on Peloton from the jump, is if there's a chance we would go back to a normal society, which we have. I mean, there was like 1 million people at the Sphere. We're definitely back to that's closed.
I mean, think about the concerts. There's 100,000 people at Coldplay tonight.
That's outside. Sphere is enclosed. I was shocked to see that some of the smartest, the most like impressive companies on earth double, triple down on this idea that everyone's going to sit at home. Lululemon went and bought Mirror. I think they paid $500 million for it.
600
million. And now they're discontinuing it.
It's crazy. Good for the founders. They made a bag.
Good for Lululemon for discontinuing it because it's stupid. So instead, they team up with Peloton. Peloton creators are going to create content for Lulu's channel. They're going to do apparel. I like this better for Lululemon. Peloton, it's interesting. I don't think it means anything. Like, I don't think Peloton, the brand, from an apparel standpoint, mean anything. But like, I just don't believe in home fitness at all. And now that Ozempic is out, why would you do home fitness?
You know what's funny is I've been talking to some of your staff. I was like, I need to get an Equinox membership.
Why?
They need to get out of the house.
Yeah.
And like go work out.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want a mirror. I don't want like to be at home working out.
Yeah.
I need to like leave.
Yeah.
And the workout class that I used to go to was at the stair climbing class, and they shut down, and I don't want to do berries. And I was like, oh, I need to get a gym membership.
You want to hear something crazy?
That
if everyone dropped 10 pounds on Ozempic, United Airlines would save $80 million per year.
I saw that.
I mean, that's fucking nuts. That's how big we are as a country.
I told you the 30 to 50 pound.
Yeah.
At the airport. You're going to travel this week, I'm sure. 30 to 50 pounds is the average excess weight an average human being has.
$80 million. That's just United Airlines. That's one. There's American, there's Delta.
It probably like saves like 20% of GDP. Because of healthcare costs.
Think about your car. If you're like a big ass family.
So you think it just weighs on the gas?
Yeah.
That's what United Airlines is saying, right?
Yeah.
Like,
it's working hard on the poor plane. If 300 people drop 10 pounds, 3,000 pounds.
Yeah. To my point from a few podcasts ago is like, who's going to block this? Because there's a lot of people making money off everyone being obese. Trillions of dollars being made.
Yeah. I think
so.
When
like
they
the equivalent of like you guys want to, I know you and Drama like to say like the big pharma, the pharma industrial complex always wins. This actually reduces the pharma industrial complex. There's gonna be less fucking cholesterol drugs. There's gonna be less all these diabetes drugs.
But it's good. They're gonna sneak some side effects in there.
That's your opinion, right?
Yeah. You're just throwing in a little side effect. Nothing too scary. Hair loss.
I don't think people give a shit if you're skinny.
No. And once you're skinny, you're like, why don't I have a head of hair?
Then you go to fucking Nutrafol.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, there'll be other thing. Penis shrinks. I'm skinny, but you have a small penis.
I mean, you want to think about it from the conspiracy corner. Someone, like a lot of people lose if this works.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think
so
there's ways.
What's a conspiracy?
I think they're going to figure out what else to make you. What else can we do for you?
But the amount of loss from just people being not fat is insane.
There'll be other places to remake that money.
Where?
Dude, you eat a bat and you create a fucking pandemic.
Oh, so you think there'll just be another pandemic?
Well, yeah, why not?
Just a bunch of skinny people locked down.
Just be like, this affects only the skinny. If you're way under 200 pounds, you're fucked. Take this vaccine.
I know that's my. If you want to play the deep state mind.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm down with that. But I think there'll be the counter will be some interesting new diseases that come about.
Maybe.
It's not hard to figure that out.
I agree, but I don't think the industrial complexes benefit from everyone being skinny and healthy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There's a lot of money to be made from people being obese.
Not from Mirror.
I mean, it went bankrupt, right?
Well, they just shut it down. I think inherently, like, the effort it takes to be healthy is not within American culture.
What do you mean?
We don't have it. We do not have the discipline. We don't have the, we don't want to put the effort. Like, does anyone think eating at these places is healthy? No, I think everyone knows it's unhealthy.
Cheesecake Factory is not healthy.
Slammed.
There's a line out the door at the Grove.
Yes.
Like 50 people.
And at this point, who has not been to Cheesecake Factory? You're not eating some Michelin star pizza or something. By the way, you go to the Beverly Hills one, it's just dead empty.
Yeah, for a reason.
Yeah. That's crazy. All right, moving on. Toys R Us is finally back. Coming out of bankruptcy, it's about to open 24 new locations. Let me tell you something about Toys R Us. Not only do I think it's going to work,
Yep.
I think it's going to be massively successful. I think Toys R Us was just a pure victim of poorly operated, private equity driven debt nonsense. I think what's needed now is true operators to come in and build this brand. I think this store is going to work in such a major way that you're really going to see. Toys is one of those categories that, like, to me feels underserved with Toys R Us gone. Like, the only place I can think of to take my kids to look for toys is Target in our neighborhood. Only one place. And look, there's a lot there. There's, I think, call it 7 aisles of toys. Not full aisles, half aisles of toys. Toys R Us was the whole fucking store was toys.
Yeah.
And I bet you if you look at the stats, people are spending more on their kids today than they did 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think Toys R Us, the only reason they went bankrupt is because it was riddled debt. It was just a private equity mishap.
Yeah.
And the concept still works. Kids don't love toys any less than they did 20 years ago.
No.
I mean, I see with our own kids, like, you know, our 20-month-old daughter is obsessed with Frozen, wants everything Frozen, Elsa, like whatever. And this is so obvious.
And like, I'll tell you just from my perspective, every time I travel, I bring the kids back something. Sometimes like a snow globe, sometimes a car, a this, a that. I inevitably buy them small $20 toys, but I'll buy them $50 in a year.
Yeah.
And I'm not like a guy that buys stuff too. Like I'm sure other parents are going and buying, oh, I feel bad today, Joey was sick, and buy them like a $200 toy. Like if you're making $850.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think this is really the problem with private equity. They can ruin great American businesses.
Yeah.
And we see this time and time again. Sorry, Derry. I know you make a great living buying the businesses that fail.
Yeah.
But you riddle these businesses with debt, and consumers kind of get soft, and your margin for error is like nothing.
Yeah. And I actually think, particularly in toys, the experience of getting it online sucks for the kids.
Yeah.
Like, I think cool, like this box shows up, my kids know, or if they want something, order it on Amazon, they know. But there's something magical about going into a store, like going into
It's like going to the card store.
Yeah.
What we used to do as kids.
Yeah. Well, going into Target and telling them, you get one toy. What do you want?
Yeah, like think about what you explained on the last podcast about
Disneyland.
Like Dominic's like, I want this fan.
Yeah.
Is he still using it?
No, done.
It's still
Yeah, it's done.
But at that moment, that was the most important thing.
Yeah. Give me that fan. I'm a big fan. But yeah, I mean, I think it's crazy that there hasn't, the lag of which Toys R Us has been gone and that no other concept came about. I'm surprised Amazon or Walmart didn't build a standalone toy concept. Like Amazon building a standalone toy concept makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. No, I mean, they should have. And
because they've got to be the largest seller of toys outside of Walmart.
Yeah, by far.
I think Walmart's probably one, and these guys are two.
I mean, all the shit we buy for our kids is Amazon.
Yeah.
I'm sure for you too.
Yeah. All right. Oh, speaking of toys, Dave Portnoy bought a toy.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew he was rich, but shit, $42 million mansion in Nantucket rich?
Yeah, he's insanely rich.
Yeah.
Like, if you're buying a $42 million house, you have to be worth, obviously, north of $500 million.
Yeah.
Because this is not his only house. And I think it's pretty publicly known he's worth more than that.
Yeah.
But good for him. I'm like really impressed by Portnoy because he's always stuck to who he is, and he never wavered. He doesn't like kowtow to like public perception, and he just continues with this content and he evolves. He always like gets to the next goalpost, meaning like he knew TikTok was going to be hot. So he went and like did that live stream during lockdown with Josh Richards and Bryce Hall and blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, all right, I need a podcast with you. And now that podcast is like a massive podcast with Josh Richards and Bree. And he's just like so fucking good at just moving
and
to
even
where
just
it is.
recently, some of the mainstream media outlets trying to attack him, the way he played it was so good. Like Washington Post was trying to attack him, New York Times.
Oh, but the pizza stuff. Yeah.
The way he played it was kind of masterful.
Yeah, and he won during the pandemic with the stock trading stuff.
Yeah.
And he just moves.
He moves fast.
Yeah, he just knows like, all right, stocks, funds. Now it's TikTok kids and
Back to pizza.
Back to pizza, and he'll go to the next one.
Yeah.
He's
and now he owns the company.
Owns the company outright. God knows what he's making, but he's already made obviously hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed by him.
I'm impressed the staying power, because that drop. Think about it. His relevancy is week to week.
Yeah, it could be over.
Yes.
It could be over in 2 weeks. Yeah.
Like he's basically playing the same game as Taylor Swift, right? Like you have to be hot every week.
Yes. And
but at least Taylor Swift has like a catalog of songs that have
Taylor Swift can put out the next hit.
Or Taylor Swift does nothing ever again. Her songs are so iconic, she'll be touring on it for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
No one will give a shit about Dave Portnoy.
Yeah, no one cares about the 3 years ago pizza review.
No. He has to stay hot every single week.
Even during the pandemic. Remember he was doing the small business stuff?
Yeah.
Where he's like, and he got Aaron Rodgers on, he had everyone
He's
on.
very clever. He's very clever. He's very smart.
Yeah, he's brilliant. And I think I don't know, like even, part of my takes, part of Barstool, it's the number one sports podcast in the world.
Wow.
Ahead of Bill Simmons, ahead of everyone.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, $42 million house. I think it's the highest ever purchased in Nantucket.
I think that was also probably like a function of like his childhood. Like, I grew up out here. Fuck these guys.
Yeah, because it's all like hedge fund guys probably, right?
Yeah, or just, like wasps that like probably never included him in society.
Yeah, I mean, he was delivering newspapers, right?
Yeah.
That's how he started.
Exactly.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I'm happy for him. And we've potted about him for the last 6 years and always have been impressed. So good for him.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And we got a final on the game score. The Chiefs won by 3.
Oh, so the Jets covered.
It
was an 8-point underdog.
Yes.
And our friend Mikey said pile on on the Jets.
Yeah.
And Brian has to apologize to him.
So I'll do the apology for Brian, our friend Brian. Brian apologizing to Mikey on not believing him in the 8.5 point spread on the Jets.
Yeah, I think he apologized in the chat. Okay. So we'll do double apology.
Public apology. All right. Well, the only other last piece of news we should kind of touched on is oil is going to hit $100. It's happening. If you live in California, you live any one of these states where gas prices are high, holy shit, it is affecting your wallet. 100% is affecting your wallet.
Yep.
It's a very tough week on the economic data front because OPEC is going to they have a meeting.
They're definitely cutting, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think it's clear. If we go into the next election cycle with like $8 oil, Biden is getting destroyed. I don't care. No one's going to stand for $8 glass.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was ridiculous.
Between $23 guacamoles, $8 gas, Biden's out.
Yeah, $8 gas isn't good for anyone.
No.
I'll give you a good tidbit from a close friend who lives in Dubai. He said,
gas there's like 80 cents.
Well, forget gas. He just said it's absolutely on fire.
Yeah. Well, like $100 oil.
The amount of spending. No, but he said it's the Chinese and Russians. And he said the Chinese cars are being imported because they all fled. Once restrictions came out and China didn't have to like have lockdowns, everyone went to Dubai. They got scared. And he's like, it's just Russians and Chinese spending an exorbitant amount of money.
Yeah. The Middle East is so hot.
The Middle East is on fire.
And they're making more money than ever, too.
The number of people have told me, they were like, this is the center of business. This is where the money is.
Believe it. Too bad it's hot.
No, it's not.
I know, but the summer there was a study just saying the trend on the heat, like parts of Saudi Arabia in like the next few years, will be like 140 degrees.
I don't think it's going to stop the Russians and Chinese.
To stay indoor.
Yeah, they don't
Well,
care.
they're building that city. They know that
They should build the whole thing a sphere.
it should be a sphere. They should literally go to Dolan. I mean, go to Dolan. Man, here's 50 billion. Give us a sphere.
The whole city should be a sphere.
Yeah. And they should change weather in the sphere.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that Biodome or whatever the movie? Biosphere?
Pauly Shore.
Pauly Shore. That's basically it. We're here full circle. That's going to happen in that region before anywhere else.
Well, they have
of weather.
to,
Yeah,
right?
it's
They have
unbearable.
to, yeah. Because even in Iran, they were saying it was like 130 degrees, right?
Yeah.
This summer?
Yeah.
Like, you can't live. You'll die.
130 is so hot.
The Dolans might be the biggest long bet.
Yeah. Might have to go all in on MSG stock. I mean, wait till MBS comes, checks out you too. But give me 30 of these. I mean, the whole country could be a sphere.
Yeah, you saw what he's presenting.
Yeah, the line.
Yeah, the line.
Yeah.
That's just a sphere.
Yeah.
Just let the Dolans do it.
I mean, yeah, and then just in the
And
line,
then have you two.
you two every week. It's a beautiful day.
I mean, you have LeBron posting. Like, did someone pay LeBron to post that? I don't believe it was for free.
Let's find out. We have people who work in that industry.
There's no way he just like, oh, the sphere, I love
I'm
it.
so enamored
excited
by it.
about
Yeah.
you two and the sphere.
Yeah,
Someone paid him.
that's hot. If they didn't,
It's a Knicks owner. He's a Lakers player. He's going to own the Vegas team. So maybe he's just like
bumping Vegas.
bumping Vegas because he's going to own the team.
Maybe they're gonna play there.
At the sphere?
Yeah, why not?
No, they'll play at,
That'd be a very immersive experience.
yeah, maybe.
All right. Do we have anything else? Any shout outs?
Any shout outs?
No shout outs. Anything else? Any parting notes?
I think drama's in Ohio / New York City.
Yep.
We'll get the Midwest breakdown when he comes back.
Yep.
Are you traveling or are you here?
I'm actually here this week.
Okay.
I'm here all week. All right.
Do you want to do a question?
Let's see. Okay, we could do a question. All right. What advice would you give to someone who feels saturated in their position and industry?
That's a good question.
Couple factors on that. One is how old you are.
Yep. What your responsibilities are to your family.
Kids. Are you single?
Yeah.
Are you married with children? I think if you are single, you have a lot of flexibility and it depends on single and what stage of your career you're at. If you're at you're single, but you're a very senior level person, I have a different answer. If you're single and you're still a junior, if you're a junior and you're single, you have the flexibility to make a career change. You can go try something new and the change of income will not be so devastating for you.
Yep.
If you are married with children and you're senior, even if you're single and senior, if you want to go reinvent yourself in another industry, you just have to be prepared to take a massive salary correction.
But I also say it shouldn't discourage you. So if you're married and you have kids, if your counterparty is okay with you taking that hit to rediscover yourself,
yeah,
you should have that conversation.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think there's also something to be said about
because it's easy when you're single and you have no responsibilities. Yeah, go do whatever the fuck you want. Go pursue whatever your dreams are. But I don't think you should discourage pursuing your dreams just because you're married with kids. You just have to have that conversation with your counterparty.
Yeah, I mean, I had the conversation with my wife when I was going to start this business and basically said, it's going to be really tough for the next 5 years. Like, I do not know what's going to happen. Like, our income is changing drastically. We're going to go out and do this. Like, just what we have to do if I want to go pursue this. And obviously she supported me, but that's and it was tough. It's been tough the last couple of years. And I think it's not meant for everybody. Like, you have to have like deep, deep belief in yourself to go do something like that, because dealing with daily things financially that cause a daily impact is very, very taxing on top of starting a business. But with that being said, I do believe there's a happy medium where like you can still work at that job, that company, get the steady income and find satisfaction somewhere else. That's where I think a lot of people, like everyone always says, people callously say, oh, go pursue your dreams and passion. I don't like that for most people. I think like you can go and work, and it could be work, and you can go pursue your passion at nights and weekends. You know, there's like, I love college football. Should I just drop everything and be a fucking coach? Like, where am I going to coach? I'm gonna be a what, pee-wee coach at the park?
Guy.
And equipment guy at like a high school football team and start over? No, I got to go I have a job, I have a family, I have kids. It's not realistic. I think, but there are ways I can get my fix of what I'm passionate about without wrecking my life.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I think there's a happy medium there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think if you're going to pursue something, you have to have strong conviction.
Yeah.
You have strong belief. Like when you started your new business, you had strong conviction, strong belief, and it's tough. And you have to just, you have to be able to communicate to your partner, or your kids, or whomever who are involved, like, hey, this is going to be a long road. Yeah. And if they're on board, then you can do it. But if they're not on board, then it probably shouldn't be the right
100%
situation.
100%. All right. That's it, Kathy's. We will see you back here on Wednesday. Have a wonderful start to October. Hit a Spirit Halloween store. Halloween's around the corner.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Peace.